He was probably playing his best COD ever in the last couple of years. Just a complete SMG slayer, vile. That might be controversial. The best shot in the league, and unbelievable on the field of combat. Yep, no doubt about it. S tier. So many good memories. But this year again, being on the Ravens, how high can you place him? Because they've had a bad year. Yeah, but I haven't been impressed, to be honest. I really haven't been impressed, so I'm going to go do. Right, here we are. Back again with another video with the famous Abby Coops. Today, we're going to be ranking every CDL Pro, but this time with a twist, with someone new to Call of Duty. So
we're using this as a point for me to learn as well. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting video for me.
That is it. So first up, we've got the Faze roster. Since the CDL's formed, this roster has been just completely disgusting, just completely dominated the scene, and it's had the core three of Abeezy, Celium, and Simp, and then this year they picked up this man Slasher. So they're all star players, right? They're like top tier, Champions League caliber in Call of Duty. So these three, Abeezy, Celium, and Simp, they've all got to go up there. And Slasher's sort of an old timer, sort of a vet. They like picked him up for experience this year. We're gonna go B, okay? We're gonna put Slasher in B.
What team was he in before, Faze, then?
Oh, that is a great question. He was on. Where was he last year? You've got me here. I want to say
Google.
I want to say Gorillas. I think he was on Gorillas. Okay. He's been passed around, but now this year he's on Boston. So I mean, he's been on so many teams, just so many teams. But now Boston, Methods, Nero, Awakening, and Vivid. This roster's a bit different now. They've changed. So Methods, the first one here, he retired at the beginning of the season, which was like, or like actually the second event, which was at Boston, which was like a massive surprise to everyone because he was probably playing his best COD ever in the last couple of years. So out of respect for him, we're going to go A. Nero, I think this kid is an up and comer. Like stepped in Vanguard, his first season in the CDL. And unbelievable, like just a complete SMG slayer, vile. I'm gonna go.
See, I've heard of him before, and I've heard people say like he's probably one of the best SMG players on the game at the moment. Yeah, that's what I've heard. His name and Methods I have heard of before.
Yeah, he's like disgusting. I think he's like the next up and comer. But this year he sort of took a step down from Vanguard, but in the new season with similar movement to Vanguard, I really think he could be up there. But without him winning a chip, I'm going to put him in A.
All right, okay. I thought you were going to put him in B, to be fair.
No, I'm going to put him A. Like, I really rate him, but I think like for S tier, you've had to have done it. You've had to have won something. Yeah.
Okay.
Awaken him. I could play up. I'm going to go C. That might be controversial. And then Vivid, we'll go C again. Yeah, he's the one that always gets dropped from a team, right? I think it's a mad stat. Like he has like the best shot in the league in terms of like accuracy. His percentage,
is he an AR?
Yeah, no, he's a sub. No. So like, yeah, his like bullet hit conversion is mental, and he does like the dirty work, and he's always like the fall guy. So we'll put him C. Florida Mutineers, this team, this was chopping and changing as well. So like these were like bottom of the CDL this year. They were like bottom two teams all year. But then, like the last event, they swapped up and were good.
I think I've seen the second guy. Isn't he the top 250 geezer?
He is the top 250. So that's Havoc.
I'm gonna say Havoc. Havoc.
He was on and off the roster this season as well, which was like I think it was surprising. But I think it was like because of like mental illness reasons. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that was why. So he like took a step back and then he managed to get back in at the end of the year. And you see him like top 250 grinder now. The kid's gross. Back on Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4, like there was an organization called Midnight, and they completely took the scene by storm. Like they just at the top went to the top of the pro league, and this team looked unbelievable. Like they're going to win everything all year, be right up there, and then the org just cut funding for it. They just vanished, and yeah, all these players are just like out of a job
in the lurch.
Yeah, literally, it was unbelievable. So like he can do it. Like he's really talented.
Was there no reason for it? They just cut it off.
I'm not sure the reasons or the dynamics behind it, but yeah, it just everyone just went from the org. Ouch. It just vanished, yeah. So I'm going to put Havoc in B. Could go A.
I was just about to say the exact same. What I know, I would put him in B as well.
Yeah. Brack, like this man has been in and out of the pro league, but I honestly think his ceiling's extremely high. I'm going to put him in B, but in my heart tells me A. B might be an injustice, but I rate him highly.
Okay.
Major Maniac. He's like another, I don't know if you're familiar with the name. He's like AR player, but does sort of the dirty work for the team, and just another full guy. Like he was with the Faze lads and everything. He's like been on top teams, but just always the one that gets dropped.
Oh.
But yeah, we'll go C. This seems to be like the full guy section C. Okay. And then Vickle, the Spanish superstar. He's now.
Is that actually his nickname?
What? The Spanish superstar?
The Spanish superstar.
Nah, but he is. He's
it's
like,
yours.
yeah, it's just mine. He's unbelievable. He's probably the best player to come out of that region. And this year, so the Florida Mutineers, the brand in there, they've actually been brought out by an old Spanish organisation that was competing in Black Ops 4. And it's like a rerun of like most of them Spanish players now. So Vickle's the only man that stays in that jersey for next year, but under a new org and gets like his old Spanish teammates back. So could be unbelievable. I'm going to put him in B.
Okay.
How
old is he?
I don't know, to be honest. It's a great question. I do not know, but he's got years left in him, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
LA Guerrillas team. So our cities are Soul, Exceed, and Joe Deceives. Our cities was with these Faze lads at the top of your screen, and I think he's like the most financially like the most winningest player. Like won the most in earnings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like won everything, and now finds himself at the bottom of the Pro League on possibly the worst team of the year. He is a superstar, but I'm going to put him in A.
Is he a sub or an AR?
He's an AR, but like probably one of the best ARs.
Probably one of the best.
Yeah. And Assault.
When did he start then?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't. He's been around since like World War.
If he's won a lot, I'm gonna say we would have started a while ago.
No, so he's been around since like World War II, and he was playing. Clayster picked him up, and he was playing with Gunless and his brother Pristine, who also played in the Pro League. And yeah, they were competing since like World War II, and even before that in IW actually. So yeah, they've been around years, but he got right to the top in like Cold War. So last few years, like just destroying everything. So a superstar. Do you know, actually, I'm going to put him in. He's got to go S.
That question got him up there.
Yeah, he's had a bad year, right? But you know, championship caliber player. Assault, good AR player. Been in and out the league again. Got himself back in this year, but unfortunately, just into like, I guess the one org you really want to get in at the minute. That and London Royal Ravens in terms of like how they've played this year. Like everything just around it's just gone like not very well. So unfortunate, but you can't really give them a C. I can't give any of these players right. We're all just going to stick them in C. Exceed, fantastic. Joe Deceives, fantastic last year, but this season just not good enough. And actually, I'm going to drop Joe Deceives down one. Like Vanguard, this man got picked up in Vanguard.
One of the worst quads.
Oh yeah, and he was like Vanguard, like this kid was unbelievable. And then, like this year, I just haven't seen it out of him. So
no,
he can go there. And LA Thieves are Vanguard champions, champs winners. We've got Draza, Envoy, Kenny, and Octane. Now Draza, not a fan favourite. He's the criminal of the CDL, it seems, at the minute. He took over like he took like over Ake's role from back in the day. Like he's the new villain. So great player though, great player. Been inconsistent this year. Gonna stick them in B. Envoy will stick in A, like the dirty work sub player, but like can also slay at the same time. Like, so well rounded. But he's actually moved to Toronto for the next season.
Okay.
Kenny, this is like from World War II. Like you remember from one of our other videos, so like World War II, like holds a special place in my heart. It is because of this man. He was on the Team Caliber roster, and like that's what really, really got me back into Comp COD was that season, and like watching him on the Team Caliber roster. Like his breakout rookie year, he got Rookie of the Year, like won esports awards all year. Like the bloke was just crazy, just absolutely bananas. And now he's fallen down a little bit in the last couple of years because it's completely different games, right? But he's still one of the best, and he's got to go best for me. And Octane as well, probably maybe the best AR to ever be in the league outside of Formal, and maybe names like Krim and Karma. But probably top 5 AR players ever in Comp COD. He's got to go S. No doubt about it. No
Is he
doubt.
still in Thieves then?
No, so I actually think this year he's retired. He stepped away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
See, when people think of like retirement, you think of like really old people, but like these
yeah.
are like really young lads as well.
Yeah, well, I just think like for them, they're not really like the game's changed so much from like when they started, like when
From when they
ProCod
started,
yeah, and it's a lot, and they can probably earn what they earn stepping away from it and doing content and chilling out in life a bit more, and
yeah, just
relaxing. So
actually enjoying the game.
yeah,
Enjoying the content.
100%. So now we've got London Royal Ravens. This is a stab in the heart. Asim, Nasty, Paul X, and actually Trey, who isn't on that roster anymore, or actually got dropped pretty early. However, like this roster at the beginning should have been unbelievable. Asim, the NASMG comes over and joins the EU lads, and he was like, I've been unbelievable for years. Such a good SMG player. This year was still unbelievable, but just the rest of the team just wasn't. So yeah, disappointing year. Still looked gross at the start of it. We'll stick him in B. Nasty as well on Vanguard had an unbelievable season. Dropped some crazy numbers, and then this year just been off the boil. He's a good player though, but they all are, so we're gonna go see. Paul X on Cold War had like his sort of breakout year. Looked really good with the AR. Playing with the EU lads again on that. But this year, we're gonna have to go D. I'm gonna have to go D.
Not seen much of him then.
Yeah, it's not seen much. Not good enough.
No,
like,
not good enough to be above.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Trey, like a big EU name, like probably one of the biggest EU names, along with Mad Cat, Sunny. I'm struggling here. Zero, like just all the any bands, any sort of like top UK EU COD player you can think of, like his name's like right there. Played with all of them. Team for ages. Yeah. You've been within the EU COD team for years, like top level. I can't show this man any shade. We're going to go B. We know he can do it, but it's been unfortunate. Clay, right? This is like the Jose Mourinho of COD. Like, this man just knows how to form a squad, but at the same time, he's also like Ibrahimovic on the pitch. Like, he just step on the battlefield and take it over. Like, he's Jose Mourinho and Ibrahimovic in one. The best coach and bloke able to put a squad together, and also unbelievable on the field of combat. So, we're going S tier. The man's won it all. He got, so the Faze lads like Abizi, Sim, he picked them up. The org he was under, he got them to sign these players when they were under the age to be able to play COD, because he knew they were that good, so that when they were in, they were old enough, they were going on his team. And yeah, he got them straight in. Their first year, they win champs together. He was on that E United roster in Black Ops 4 with R Cities as well. Like, just forms the God Squad.
Wow.
And then he's gone to like the worst org in the CDL, I'll say it with chest, and like made them something, right? Like made them a brand, made people connect with them. They've done okay.
But he could be somewhere else doing a lot better.
Yeah, he could 100%. Like, and on a personal note,
make his own team.
Yeah, G could do it. I think this man could do anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, even at the end of this season, we saw him like step on the caster's desk and like, he'd just do anything. It's a man of many talents.
Yeah, definitely up there then.
Yeah, and then we got Prolu, who was like a wonder, or is a wonder S&D kid, like from the Chelsea scene, the wager scene. And Clay picks him up, brings him in the league. And to be fair to him, he does quite well. Well, to be fair, he got dropped off the Optic roster last year. He got subbed in. He was Optic sub, then got subbed in, done okay, and then found himself dropped at the end of the year. And Clay was like, "Yes, please, we'll have him." Yeah, just an S&D kid, but really good. We're gonna get B tier. Haven't really seen much of him. Still an up and comer, to be honest. We haven't seen his best.
Okay.
Temp, probably one of the biggest players in the CDL, not to really win much. Like, ceiling so high, but just can never really seem to get on.
Think that's down to his team then?
Yeah, I mean, but he's been on too many teams, right, of where they should have won something. I don't know, just something just doesn't click. He's like almost there. He could get himself on a great team, and they probably would, but he just can't seem to get on like a star-studded team. So we'll go B again. Okay. Yet to see his best, I think. And then TJ, like World War II again, we'll go back to that COD. this man in S&D was probably the best S&D player in the entire game for the year on the Rise Nation roster. Crazy numbers. Has dropped off recently. Hopefully we'll see him bounce back. I think out of respect, he's going to go A.
Okay.
Minnesota Rokkr, Afro, Attach, Bance, and Cammy.
See, I've heard of Attach before.
Yeah, big name.
I've heard of him in the Call of Duty names. Yeah.
Yeah, NA player, like been in the round COD for years, been on the Faze rosters, like done everything.
He's up there.
Yeah, up there, solid player. And now this year finds himself surrounded by a bunch of EU lads with an NA organisation, and Afro had his debut season in. I actually don't know if it was his debut season, but had his best season in Vanguard, and was one of the best SMG players in the game. Looked nuts, and yeah, he's teamed with him, and then like Afro was kind of disappointing this year. So, and the problem for Attach was he's the one that sort of stood out because he was the NA player, and he actually found himself dropped off of this roster for probably no reason because he was not the one that deserved dropping. It was the EU lads. Right. So I'm going to do Attach some justice. We're going to get him an A. He is a go. Afro, if it was Vanguard, he'd be an A.
But
off Modern Warfare 2 would be in C, so we'll average it in B. Bance, still doing it. An EU go. Only one of the only EU players to win a chip, so he's going to be staying there. Cammy, he's good. He is good, but disappointing this year again, so we can go C.
I thought you were going to put him in D then.
No, we won't do that. Like, yeah, it hurts me to put it in C, to be honest, but it's probably right. Hydra, oh no. Anyone that knows me closely knows my relationship with this man. For some reason, he's just been unbelievable this season. I did not expect it. When he first got into the league, I was questioning it. I was like, how has he managed this? Like, what do people see in him? Like, I just don't see it. I even had like, not undeserving, but I was like, there's other players, right, that probably should have got that spot over him. And he shut me up, I tell you, and he become the best player in the entire game this year.
At least you're up to it.
Oh, 100%. Like, sometimes you're just wrong, right? And sometimes you have opinions that maybe
and you wouldn't have been the first person to have that opinion on him as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. And he's proved everyone wrong and proved the people that backed him right. Like, unbelievable player. He's got to go S tier. Just
100%. Okay.
Disgusting. Kismet, though, a man that was like in the Challengers scene all the way back again to World War II. Been 5-6 years in and around Challengers. Then got himself in the Pro League. And a lot of people were like, this is a weird roster. Is this going to work? Turns out to be Hydra's sub-duo and keeps up with him and slays just like him. So he's going to have to go there. Them two complement each other so well. It was like such a...
Had they been playing long together?
No, not at all. So like this was just new to this year, but it was like such like, how are they a sub-duo? Like, where has this come from? Just out of nowhere.
Hit it by storm. Yeah.
They merge and it just boom, just unbelievable. And then we've got Priester and Skies. I mean, they won champs this year, right? They've all got to go S tier, but somehow Priester has got himself dropped off of this roster for next year. So they win the biggest event of the year, and then Priester gets dropped. So don't know. Champs have got to go up there. Accuracy, another man that was on that Team Caliber roster that holds a special place in my heart, but I can't. He's probably the worst player in the league. Probably the
really? What, on the board?
Like, statistically, his numbers were horrendous. And, like, normally this man's got, like, the ice factor in S&D. We rarely see that from him this year. So, a massive name in COD. So, I hope that this year it was just a once-off, and, like, next year he's fantastic. I do think
he's still grinding as much?
Yeah, he's grinding. I've seen him also, and he's grinding. So, and I believe that he's got a spot for next year secured. So, hopefully he bounces back. But my goat's got to go in D. Because if not, then people will be calling for my head in the comments. Mac as well. I'm not going to, like, this roster in general has just been a disappointment. I've got to blame them two this year. Because Pred, who we're getting on to next, he's the best Australian player ever to come into the Pro League.
Oh, wow.
He's got picked up by Optic. The transfer figures around this man mid-season were absolutely absurd. for a reason. He's like unbelievable. The next big thing, gotta go in S.
Is he a sub or an AR?
Sub. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Scary, frightening.
A scary sub.
Yeah. And then Sib as well. He was meant to be like, come out of the S&D scene, was meant to be next big thing. Last year had a good year, and then this year was like, I don't know, weren't really the same. So we're going to put him B. We're going to keep Pred up there and put the 2 teammates in D, because there has to be a reason as to why this squad did not perform as expected. And it's definitely not Pred's fault. So
it's one of them ones then. Probably the ones in the D.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not pointing fingers.
Ultra, so they started the year with Kleenex, Insight, Scrappy, and Standy. Standy ended up getting himself dropped off of this roster and ended up going on Clay's team at Legion halfway through the season. The point of this is that this is weird, because the roster was performing well. Standy looked great on the team, but there was like some like internal conflict that happened. Because I remember Standy come out and he said that he didn't even know he was dropped. So they scrimmed that day. He goes out the facility. By the time he gets home, he then has a text from the players saying that he's been dropped. He just completely out of the blue. He had no idea, and no one was really expecting it. So yeah, a bit of an odd one, but Kleenex, unbelievable. Come to the scene in Black Ops 4 on like the world stage, took over Call of Duty champs, really announced himself there. I'm gonna go away. This kid's a serious shooter. Insight as well. We're gonna put him in a AR player, which just drops numbers and numbers. I've really liked this roster. You're gonna see Scrappy, possibly the man that talks the most smack, the best that I've ever seen. He's going to
watch some videos from this guy then.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, and you're gonna see a lot of him. And then Standy, I think he's great. We'll go B. Just a good pro league player. Yeah, just bang in the middle. Can take over games, but got himself dropped.
I've heard of Optic, and I've been told that's the first group I need to start watching. Yeah. So I basically have been assigned to be an Optic fan, because of one man and one man only, Scump. I actually know Scump. I actually loved watching Scump when I was a kid. He was one of the first people I ever watched, and actually kind of got me into wanting to play in COD when I was at my uncle's house. And I remember this man. But yeah, and he used to have proper curly hair. That's all I can remember from watching as a kid. For me to see him, that he's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the still go.
Yeah. See, I still follow him on Twitch and stuff like that, and still watch him. But he's the only person on all that I've actually followed.
Yeah, well, he's probably the reason that a lot of people are watching COD today, and why COD is what COD is.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's if in 10 years' time you think back to the face of COD, it's Scump, and anything the man touch turns to gold. He is the GOAT of COD, the absolute GOAT. Some people say Karma, some say Krim.
I saw him.
Yeah, he is Optic, he is COD, he is Scump, he is everything. That man, everyone in this scene is in that man's debt. He has done things for the scene that no one else could probably ever do.
Yeah.
So, yep, no doubt about it. S tier, and we're gonna put him at the front of it. He's just
damn right we are.
Sorry, Abeezy, mate. No, he's going to have to go in front of Abeezy. You can go front there. Front and centre. Dashy.
I've heard of Dashy as well.
He's on and off of rosters. It's unbelievable. He gets dropped because he apparently doesn't practice, and then he comes back and he's a star, and then he starts going off the boil again, and then he'll be dropped, and then a bunch of stuff will come out. And then I don't know about this player.
For commitment? Would you say B then for commitment?
But that's if the rumours are true, right? I can only go off what you hear. Yeah,
that's all we know.
Don't know.
If we're going, so if say to the comments, it's what we're going off what we know.
Now he is good, but
would you say he's a good player that's going A?
Yeah, good enough. Oh, yeah. But it's just you never know what you're gonna get with him.
Unpredictable.
Yeah. Shotzi, he's got to go S. Yeah. Come out of Halo, come to COD a couple of years ago on MW3, and just took it by storm. Another sub player that is just absolutely vile at first person shooters.
Yeah.
Hilly got himself dropped this year. We haven't really seen much of him since. He's been in hiding. I have no idea what this man is. I don't know if he's playing COD next year or what's going on. We're gonna go B.
Okay.
Dave Paddy. The name just cracks me up. Absolute legend. He's really, really good. Or again, just another player that seems to get dropped from teams, but dropping into challenges and he sticks out like a sore thumb. This man deserves a spot in the Pro League, to be honest. But so do a lot of players, just not enough spots, but a really, really good player. However, not yet to achieve anything, so we're going to go and see. We'll go and see. Scraps, my goat. A lot of London Royal Ravens fans' goats. A lot of EU COD fans' goats. So many good memories, but this year again, being on the Ravens, how high can you place him because they've had a bad year? Well, we'll stick him in B. I can't put him any lower. I can't bring him myself. Yeah. Hugh, he's on the Optic roster now. He was on the Gorillas roster, and he managed to get like a surprise swap over to this Optic roster because he gets on really well with Shotzzy, like they're the duo. And he replaced Scump when he retired, basically. There was that space there, and then everyone was like, who are they going to get? And Cute come into the question, and we're like, he's had like a bad year. Like, are we sure this makes sense? He gets put on, he gets quite a bit of slack. And then, to be fair to him, and even myself, I was like, this don't make sense, but gets on the roster and just starts taking over games. Really good addition to the roster. Had a few hiccups in the year, but a great player. We'll have to go, eh? He proved me wrong this year. Capsidal. This man announced himself at that first event in Vanguard last year. Another sub player, come from Challengers, so come into the first major of the year and absolutely took over Vanguard. I remember it on Berlin, flying off of the top steps and just destroys half of the other team. The kids vile. I think he's another Nero, to be honest. So we're going to stick Monet, another sub player in the next 5 years. We'll probably see start getting right to the top.
Yeah.
Fellow. Won Challengers Boston LAN this year, was then rewarded with a spot in the CDL, which you like to see. You win the Challengers, right? And then that should be next step in the Pro League, which happened. Yeah, just solid, probably just average in the Pro League, but we'll stick him in C. Surreal. Yeah. Bloke that got himself on the Parish roster this year. Done okay, hit some like mad wall bang on LSELO, but I don't really know too much with him. I think he was on Fellow's team on the Boston Challengers and got himself in the Pro League as well.
That's because they won.
Yeah, but I haven't been impressed, to be honest. I really haven't been impressed, so I'm going to go D. Not saying he doesn't deserve to be up there, because
he's not saying much.
He won a Challenger. Yeah, just unimpressed. I haven't seen him take the opportunity by storm yet. Hixie, this man's actually got himself dropped from the team after coming out of Challengers and forcing getting the team over the line to win an event, and then finds himself dropped, which is wildly absurd to me. So he's going in A with the other 3 that he won the championship with.
All right.
Ghosty, was he on that roster as well? I think he might have been. So I think Ghosty might have been on Fellows and Two Reels roster in that Boston Challengers event. I could be wrong, so let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think it was. Yeah, gets himself on Optic, like, changes the dynamic completely, does the dirty work, really made that Optic team better, and to say that, you've got to be a special player. And statistically, yeah, might not be dropping 2 KDs every map, but what he brings to a team is unprecedented. Unreal. So, yeah, we're going to go A. We'll be S tier one day, I'm sure of it. Beans. Oh, what a bloke, honestly. Got himself on the Boston roster. This is an EU player. Was causing carnage in the EU Challenger scene in Vanguard. Gets the call up, rightly so. And hot and cold, like really hot and cold. So one game takes over, and then next game drops like a 0.6, 0.7 KD. So a bit odd. Jesus. Yeah, really, this is probably the one player in the CDL where like I've noticed that difference this year. Where you're like, how is this happening? This doesn't make sense. So when he's on, he's on, but when he's off, it's not horrendous, but it's not. Yeah, it's not great. It's not pretty.
Yeah,
it's not. He talks a lot of smack.
This level.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he talks a lot of smack. But at this level, you've got to be consistent, right? And I've not seen that this year. So we'll go B. Maybe generous. Okay. I don't know.
Did he ever get in trouble talking smack?
No, no.
Events and stuff.
No, they love it.
Codding it.
Yeah, as long as there's like a level to it, operators will step in sometimes. Be like, look, morning, calm it down. But as long as it's not over the line, normally it's fine. Yuli on that London roster. I've seen absolutely nothing from this man this year, to be honest, to warrant him staying on that roster for next season. So we're gonna go D. Fame was on the Rokkr roster again. Was okay. Yeah, sure. A great average COD pro. If you're looking to win events, probably not someone you're going to sign. Maybe one for the future. We'll have to see. But I'm going to go C. Kremp. Oh, Kremp got picked up on Boston at the end of the year after, I'm unsure what event it was, but it was a Fortress Control on LAN at like top 8, top 6 level of the competition. And I think he got like 15 kills in the first round of it. Just like went absolute, yeah, just with a sub. You could not ask anything more from someone at the start of a map. Just took it over. It was vile. Some of the most impressive SMG work I've seen. You got rewarded with a spot. Didn't really get enough time to see what it was about, to be quite frank. So I think he's one for the future. We'll go C. And then
he's an up and comer.
Yeah, up and comer. And then this kid is an up and comer. Like, so this was from the next event that Kremp got picked up on. Snoopy got himself hit in for like maybe the last, even champs, like the last event of the year, got himself on the roster. His contract's been renewed for this year, but the clips online of him, you would think that if you took the overlay of the names off, if you had to say who it was, you'd like to say that was like Simple or Beezy, like one of the top level players. This kid moves with a sub.
Like, did you just say he's called Snoopy?
Yeah, he's called Snoopy, yeah.
Why are you using it?
And he's Mexican.
What? It sounds great.
Mexican Snoopy. That's about all the facts got for you. And the kids, it's absolutely vile. And
smokes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think he was one of the Latin teams, but I'm not really too familiar with the man's work in Challengers, so I'm really excited to see this player. And I'm actually gonna even like he should probably go and see. Like, but I'm putting him B. I think this kid's probably next up.
Okay. I'm actually excited now to see, especially now with that run through, like watching, see what happens like next year, especially.
Yeah.
So seeing if me and you will 9 out of 10 end up coming back to this and being like, how do we feel about it now?
Yeah, well that's the good thing. Like between with COD having a new title every year and different mechanics, you'd like things can really flip, and it's really interesting to see. So yeah, exciting times, and we'll see how this looks in a year's time. See who's turned it around, who's proved me wrong, and the other way around too.
It's crazy how people are getting dropped and things like that, though. I do find that bizarre, but I think to say what you've told me, there's a lot of competition and like trading players and things like that for a decent team.
That's the problem with the when we switched to the CDL format like 3-4 years ago, is that there's only 12 teams and 48 spaces for the players, and you've probably got a pool of 100 players that could compete at this level quite comfortably, if not more. So
yeah, one thing I will add as well to this video, isn't it like 12 million to join the CDL as a team?
Well, it was,
or something daft like that.
It's like 25 million, but it works out as like every 2 years you have a payment of like a £2 million, but that's being chalked after this year. The third payment's being chalked to my knowledge. So yeah, it was the franchise model.
Told me, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the franchise model came in because of like stuff I told you, like the Midnight roster on Black Ops 4, where orgs would just disappear and the players wouldn't get paid because the orgs would get like the prize money from the tournaments, and then some people just vanish with the money, and it would leave the players in the horrid position. So they tried to flip it around, make things, more strict, minimum wage in place, so on and so on. But now it's more restricted to allowing up and coming players from the amateur level to get in. So we need to find a happy medium somewhere.
No, I agree with you.
But yeah, are
you happy with it?
I'm happy with it. I'm happy.
With this?
It just this is the problem.
Get heat for it?
No, 100% I'll get heat for it. We all know that from my tier list. But it's COD. It's just really dependent on how that player gets on that year on that game. So yeah, a C player could become an S player next year.
Yeah, 100%.
But
no, I am. No, like I said, I'm happy that we've gone through it as well. But like I said, next year we'll definitely be doing this again, and it'd be nice to look back and obviously have a bit more thing. But for those who are watching who are new like me, I hope this video has helped you guys out.
Hopefully,
especially with Copy's amazing knowledge.
Well, I have knowledge. If it's useful, then everyone else let me know. But yeah, any other questions? Hit the DMs, hit the comments. And that's a wrap. That is Copy X Abby Coops CDL Pro Player tier list. Been a pleasure.
And thank you for watching, guys. Thank you.
See you in a bit.